there was a coup in the Maldives. I have been forced to resign, and the old dictatorship is back again. And we now again carry on with the fight that we started long way back. And we hope to bring the country back on track again and restore democracy in the Maldives again. In my mind, democracy is very important if we are to articulate on these very important issues such as climate change. It would be difficult for anyone to advocate climate change if yourself have so many skeletons in your own closet. So the new regime in the Maldives will not be able to advocate for climate change, and I hope therefore democracy will be restored in the Maldives, and this is important for, in my mind, saving the planet as well. I hope, and I do believe, that people in the United States and elsewhere will be mindful and thoughtful of what is happening in the Maldives and elsewhere. We need to find solutions for climate change. And in my mind, it is possible for us to do that. John, of course, has done an excellent piece of work with the film. I never thought that he was actually embarking on such a huge journey as making this film. We thought that he was just taking footage. I never thought that he was going to come out with this beautiful and brilliant film. And I am glad that you have been able to watch it. And I hope that you found some useful information from the film. Thank you.
Early on, when we were pitching the president on this idea, when we went to the Maldives and we were trying to explain what we were, what we would like to do, we found ourselves kind of grasping for examples of films that could be in the style or subject matter or the film that we wanted to make, and we realized that we could show him films that were observational in nature and that had this incredible access, and we could show him films about politics, but we couldn't find a film that had the kind of access that we wanted from a sitting head of state. So I have to applaud President Assad and the guts that it took to allow a film crew in and to really put his money where his mouth was when it came to talking about good governance and transparency in governments. To get a film like this done obviously takes a lot of work on behalf of the film crew, but to get the access to go in and to film these kinds of things that we did over the course of 2009 really is just absolutely historical, and it wouldn't have happened if President Assad didn't have that trust in transparency.
Well, one of the things about the dictatorship was that it was very secretive. Everything was done behind curtains, and no one was able to see how the government was working. And so therefore we thought that this was important, that people were able to see how we worked. I'm sure you are now completely fed up with government. John certainly was a nuisance. He had his camera on us all throughout for almost 1 year. And I'm glad now that this has happened. Never thought that today would be like this. But therefore, it is so much more important that the film is seen here, and that you understand the intricacies of what is happening in the Maldives as well as what is happening in climate change negotiations. We are still not anywhere near finding a global understanding on what we need to do and how the situation may be addressed. But we must keep on working. I feel that in 2009, in Copenhagen, we had an understanding among 25 heads of states, and there was an agreement. I certainly saw that there was an agreement among us, although it was not recognized as a legally binding agreement. It was registered in COP16 that here was a piece of paper where 25 heads of states have agreed upon certain measures. We now have to go into the details of that and make sure that we have this understanding. I am optimistic and I believe that it can be done, and we must just continue keep working on it. I can assure you that I will not stop, and we will hopefully have this agreement before this very small window of opportunity is closed and we go into the doomsday scenarios that we've all been very worried about. I believe in human ingenuity, and I do believe that humanity has the capacity to come up with solutions. We have come up with many, many solutions in many, many different situations. And in my view, we can do it again and again and again, and we must save the world.